Welcome back to Fox and Friends. More details expected soon as President Trump reveals an agreement to end the Iran war that has been, quote, largely negotiated.
It would reportedly include reopening the Strait of Hormuz, more talks on Iran's nuclear program, and the future of its uranium stockpile, which the terror regime may have reportedly agreed to give up. House Speaker Mike Johnson joins us now at the Speedway. So great to have you, Mr. Speaker. So obviously where the details of this deal are still sort of emerging right now, but how confident are you that the president will manage to accomplish his main goal, which is to get nuclear weapons away from the mullahs of Iran?
I'm very confident. I talked with him late last night. He's as resolute as he's been from the beginning. This will allow 60 days to get all the details done. And his #1 condition has been that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. We'll take care of the nuclear dust. We'll get the Strait of Hormuz reopened, which will be great for gas prices here and stability around the world. And that's why all the regional allies there and all the regional countries are following U.S. leadership under President Trump.
Let's just talk politics here. What does this mean for you and the midterms? Because I know this consumes your thoughts a lot.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Obviously, we've done a lot of work. The big, beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, all of our legislation has been geared towards the cost of living, affordability, bringing the cost of living down. We put in all those conditions in the economy to let it take off like a rocket, and we were doing that at the beginning of the first quarter, and then the Iran skirmish began. So when this settles out, gas prices come back down to earth. That means your grocery prices come down again because of transport costs and all the rest. It's going to be a big factor. The kitchen table issues are going to decide the midterms.
Can those things come down in time to help you out in the midterm?
Yes, we got plenty of runway. We have better candidates. We have a fundraising advantage. We're super excited about the midterms. I'm absolutely convinced that we're going to grow the majority, and we'll get this done and make history.
It seems like there's likely going to be news on this Iran deal in the next 24 hours. We shall see. Our reporter in Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, following it closely for us. But we've covered two major stories today, Mr. Speaker, not just the Iran possible peace deal, but also another shooting. Shots fired at the White House. And fortunately, they got the shooter, this individual. We'll learn more about him. But this comes, Mr. Speaker, on the heels of what happened at the Correspondents' Dinner. It keeps happening. What are your thoughts?
Well, we live in a heightened threat environment. It's a very serious issue. I mentioned I talked to the president late last night. This wasn't even a topic of our conversation.
Exactly.
You know, he accepts it as part of the responsibility, the duty of the job, the risk of the job. Says a lot about him. And everybody understands that we're in a heightened threat environment. The president has had 3 failed assassination attempts, that were direct. I was with him for 2 of the 3. It's becoming too common. But we understand the risk. We need to turn the temperature down in this country. And I keep telling my Democrat colleagues, you cannot demonize the other side, call them Nazis, call the president a threat to democracy and all that, and expect that some crazy people will not be triggered by it. We got to turn that down.
So the DNC finally released their autopsy on what happened in 2024. It was pretty comic reading across the board on a lot of fronts. But I can't help but also think about one of the, when you read through the whole thing, they don't address the issues that that I think is the big problem for them. But take gas prices, for example. You guys getting lectured to about gas prices by a guy like Gavin Newsom, who has, 70-cent gas tax per gallon in California. It's just a little bit rich to listen to them talk about this stuff.
We didn't need an autopsy to understand why they lost in 2024. The American people took those opinions to the ballot box, and that's why we had overwhelming victories, record numbers of popular votes for the presidency and the House Republicans, for example. Look, they didn't want open borders. They didn't want the woke DEI nonsense that they were hoisting on the American people, and they didn't want weakness projected on the world stage, among many other issues. But the Democrats cannot read the mail. They don't take any cues from that. They're going further and further left, guys. And that's a serious trend going on in politics right now. It's the reason we're going to win in November. They're all Marxists now, and the crazies are taking over the party.
There's no question about it. Now, listen to this, 350,000 fans here.
Yeah.
We were talking about gas prices. It didn't stop these people from coming out here.
No.
I've seen some giant RVs. Now you're saying maybe gas prices coming down with this peace breaking out in the Middle East. Talk to me about freedom. And isn't this what America wants? Our government to do their job, keep our prices low, keep peace in the world, so we can all go do this?
Absolutely right. And what a fitting way to kick off the summer season, Memorial Day. And we're going to honor our heroes here, those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for their country and the preservation of freedom. You're going to hear taps. You're going to hear the national anthem by Jordan Sparks. And I heard the dress rehearsal yesterday. She's still got it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All these things will be happening today in great celebration of America and freedom. 1 in 1,000 Americans will be here on site
Isn't that
today.
crazy?
Incredible.
It's unbelievable. Now, real quick, we got to go for a ride in the back seat of an Indy car. You did it as well.
I did.
What was it like for you?
Epic. I mean, we went, I think, 140 around the track. I wanted to go faster, but they wouldn't allow us. But the Corvettes were really humming. And when you're doing a turn at 120 miles an hour, it feels like you're going 300, right? It's hard to describe the feeling of being on the track and being in one of those fast cars and being driven around. It's really just a lot of fun.
So who are you betting on today, or are you too much of a politician
No.
to pick
Well,
somebody?
I had dinner with Team Penske last night, and they hold the record 20 wins here at Indianapolis. It's a historic program. They got 3 amazing drivers, and I had dinner with David Malukas and his wife. He's one of the youngest drivers. He had a hand injury a couple years ago. He came back. It's a heroic story, all-American story. They got a great team. I think he and Newgarden, they're the Americans who could win again, so we'll see.
We'll see. Malukas is sitting on third. That's a great place to be.
Yep.
And Newgarden had the fastest qualifying time
did.
on Friday. Mr. Speaker, thank you for being here.
Thanks
Great
a lot.
to see you.
Great to
It's
be with
always
you guys.
great having you on.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.